Welcome everybody to this week's KubeVirt community meeting. It is the 12th of February. It is version 1.5 KubeVirt feature freeze. Hooray! Let me throw the meeting agenda into chat. There it is. If you could please add yourself to the attendees, as I have just done, that would be very helpful. Let's just have a quick look. I recognize all these names, so I don't think we need to call for any new attendees. But wherever you are, welcome. Well, we know what the schedule is going to say, but let's look at it anyway. It is the 12th of February, so it is feature freeze today, which means that in just a few weeks, we'll be having our GA in 3 weeks' time. And have a quick check-in with our open CFPs. Closing soon is the Open Source Summit North America. That will close on February 17th, which is what, Sunday. That'll be in Denver in June. And also still open is KubeCon, Cloud Native Con India 2025, and Container Days, which will be in Germany. And coming up, we've got the Maintaining Summit, KubeCon, Cloud Native Con. If you're going to be attending either of those, you can find our talks here. And we'll have a booth at KubeCon, afternoon only. Itamar, I believe you've got the next point on our agenda.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you. This is something I also already raised up with a few folks. So in Kubernetes 131, they moved cgroup v1 support to maintenance mode. This basically means that it's not becoming deprecated or something like that, but just that new features wouldn't be required to support v2 anymore. And I thought we should also do the same and follow Kubernetes. And I just wanted to hear if there are any concerns regarding it, or if you, I don't know of any of our users that are using v1 for some reason. Yeah. Yeah, of course, Vladika will send an email. Okay, if no concerns, then thank you. And if you can think about anything, then you can always ping me. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm going to keep on the radar. Thank you. I see Alay is here. I was just going to give a shout out to the DRA meeting he's meeting again next week. Did you want to have a quick 10 seconds about how the meeting went on Tuesday, Alay?
Sure, I can try. So in Tuesday's meeting, we mostly discussed that the DRA proposal needs to take into account how live migration will work with DRA. So that is going to be our next steps, is to figure out, what live migration will look like with the proposed DRA changes. I think most of the meeting was around that. And the action items are on us, Varun and I.
Do we have some device or resource that could be tested with DRA and KubeVirt and live migration?
I'm sorry, your voice broke up for me. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, so I was asking if we have a way to test DRA with the live migration. if we have some device to actually test it.
Oh, yeah. So I am still getting up to speed with live migration feature in general. We don't use it in our installations, but so in yesterday's meeting, I had showed a small demo of DRA working with GPUs. And my plan is that once I'm up to speed with live migration, I could use the same demo setup where I have the GPUs available in a single node kind cluster to see if I can make migration work. I'll have to figure out a way to make that a 2-node kind cluster. But if I can do that, then it should have set up to test it out. I'm not sure if that answers your question.
Yeah. Thanks.
I think you won't succeed if these are GPUs, right? I mean, GPUs will block live migration for them. So, I mean, Alice's question is, I guess, if you have any kind of other device that you can actually test live migration. And the answer is probably vGPU. I mean, at the moment, we don't support that either. But just for testing, you can remove, I mean, vGPU should be, migration should be supported. So it just KubeVirt doesn't support it yet officially. But in general, I assume that just removing the condition from vGPU and testing that should be sufficient.
Hey, Vladik, sorry, I missed the first part of your comment.
Yes. What I'm saying is that in your setup, you were showing a GPU, right?
Yeah, I heard. So the GPU belonged to the node, but it was with both. It could be in both pGPU as well as vGPU mode inside of the guest VM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're saying that pGPU will not work, and we'll have to test out with vGPUs?
Yeah, I mean, migration of physical GPUs is not allowed. I mean, it's not. I think it just doesn't work because VFAO doesn't support that. But for vGPUs, from my recollection, it does work. The only thing is that KubeVirt sets. I mean, at the moment, it's not officially supported in KubeVirt, so KubeVirt at the moment blocks this kind of migration. So for testing, you could remove the condition that actually prevents you from doing that, and then you can test.
Got it. Okay. And then, so if these devices are not supported, what are the devices in KubeVirt currently supported which work with live migration?
One, we don't really have live migration with
We
host
don't.
device.
But this is we don't. That's the thing that this is coming. So in general, vGPU migration is supported, and then in some future, which I don't know when, GPU should be supported as well through VFAO migration. But this is not available right now. My concern with with how the array is going to work and why do we need live migration, like why do we need to think about live migration right now, is because until now the allocation wasn't synchronized. The allocation of these devices was not synchronized through the VMI object. And here we are going to synchronize devices through the VMI object. And the main concern is that what will happen during live migration. So that's why I'm.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So to summarize, like if we have a path forward where in the future, when live migration is indeed supported for devices, the support for DRA devices could be achievable and easier. if that path exists, then we can note that down in the design document and move it forward. Is that correct understanding of where we are at right now?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, main thing is that we need to think about how the array will work with live migration, because eventually it will have to, and we need to.
I'm wondering if we could create some dummy DRA device to test live migration. I mean, without real hardware. I think in general for testing will be also good that we don't require GPUs, for example.
So what about this fake NVMe device that QEMU creates?
I never tried. I know that there is also a kernel module that creates fake GPUs. I don't know if we are talking about the same thing, Radik.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I remember that yeah, never mind.
No, but in general, it would be good actually to have some mock framework for GPU for yeah, this kernel module is something I really wanted always to try with the KubeVirt CI. So maybe.
Yeah. So
Ale, do you know if there is some kernel module that creates some damage GPU's device? Or, because I have tried once.
So I don't know of a kernel module that creates fake GPU devices, but what I do know is when Kubernetes folks were demoing DRA, they used to have a fake DRA driver that would just set up environment inside of the container. I'm wondering if we can mock out the functionality at that level rather than at the KEMU level.
Yeah, and that would be definitely something useful.
Yeah, I have not thought this through, so I'm just thinking on my feet right now, but I can try that out and see how far I can get with it.
Cool. Thank you very much. And finally, hope you've all seen my email last week about the KubeVirt version 1.6 unconference, which will be held on Tuesday, Wednesday, February the 25th, 26th. I can't remember what I said. Was it 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. UTC? Does that sound familiar? It's along those lines. It is in the email. We're going to be using the same headstock instance that we used for our 1.5 on conference. So when you open it up, because every user gets their own dashboard, and so you should still see the same instances there on the dashboard from last time if you attended. The benefit of having them all open there now is that you can add your ideas to the list. So the more ideas that will be there, it'll help other people to generate ideas and think of things. Also, we're going to be running it slightly differently this time. Previously, day one we split the rooms into separate SIGs, partially to help kind of like get people used to the idea of how we're running this event, but also as just a place for them to talk. So now we'll be just all in the same room together to start with. We're going to have a quick vote on the list there, and then we can break out into separate rooms depending on how many people vote on the different topics. So that is the idea. I've already heard of a couple of interesting ideas, and I'll also be reaching out to the SIG leads because I would very much like for them to be generating a prioritization list for version 1.6, which will basically become the seeds for our 1.6 roadmap. So things like that, pain points, processes, DRAs are something else. I think we talked about in 1.5. We could talk about it again in 1.6. So please take a look, add your ideas to the list. So those are in room 1, day 1, day 2. Yeah, and does anyone have any questions about anything I just rambled about? Cool. We have a couple of design proposals that are new. This one is about adding power management suspend from KubeVirt to KubeVirt. The author did not sound overly hopeful, I think, if I remember correctly. Don't have much confidence, but I appreciate more feedback. Yep.
Much confidence that the code is correct, or much confidence that we would be receptive to it?
Not sure.
Yeah,
English is tricky.
there's not much text in there.
Okay. Now, for the someone has their hand up.
That's me.
Hello.
I wonder when is that time that we should redirect everyone, all the new requests to the new enhancements repo?
Great question. I thought you were the navigator of that. We're still in 1.5.
So 1.5, we're still using this repo, or I mean, in general, we wanted to start doing it from 1.6 as a beta, but
Yep. So my understanding was that you were treating this. You had 1 or 2 design proposals that you'd moved into the vet process. You were using them to, I guess, as a test. How's that test going? Was it good?
yeah, it was well. I mean, we did that.
Excellent. All right. So are you suggesting that we should now be, we should put big banners and communication into making sure that all proposals from now on should be moving into the vet process?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we can make the switch during the unconference.
Okay.
But yeah.
In which case, did you want to send out an email to that effect, basically saying that, yeah, in the coming weeks, we will make a switch and people can, I guess, start moving them now?
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
I had a quick question about this. Is this the same as, because I saw a question on Slack more or less to this, is this the same basically as hibernating a VM?
Yes, question mark. I mean, you're talking about using power management to suspend a disk. I think it's literally the definition of what hibernation is, right?
So what's the question mark?
Because I don't know, man. There's a lot of self-doubt going on in this PR.
All righty. Cool. Thanks for that. I can then direct that question to have a look here and see if they've got any.
So I'm not sure what this KubeVirt interface does. I mean, in general, there's an API that stores the memory together with disk state in some sort of a snapshot, and it also, but this is not that API, and we. I mean, in the past, we were looking for ways to store both memory and disk state. So from so we could create VMs from that suspended state, but we didn't get to this, and I'm not entirely sure that this specific interface is is what we want to achieve here. Alicia, do you know?
Really, I do not have time to look at it. But I can do it and probably ask some of your colleague. But no, I don't know it.
The other new design proposal is object graph sub-resource. And my understanding was that this is basically storing a list of dependencies for VM and VMIs. Oh, it's got some thoughts on it. So that is there for your eyes if those things interest you. Pull requests, I couldn't see anything that needs attention. Same with bugs. So thank you everyone who jumps in on them and takes care of them. From the mailing list, there was just one thing that I saw. Now, you have to forgive my terrible memory because I feel like every month or so, there's a question that involves pprof, and I don't remember why. So yeah, so I was hoping someone else has a better answer for this question.
The silence is the answer, I think.
Well, it could just be everyone's trying to like find the mute button and they can't get it, but they're double muted. So
No, I personally need to get smarter on what this is before I'd be able to give you an intelligent answer. So
fair enough. I feel like Igor often pipes up and mentions that something is pprof, but unfortunately he's not here.
I know how to find him.
Excellent. In which case, that brings us to the bottom of our agenda. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up now before we all leave for the week?
Thank you.
Again, all the fumbling for the mic buttons. All right, well, we'll leave it there then this week. Thank you everyone for joining us here. Thank you for everything that you do. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day wherever you are. And we'll see you again next week. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, thanks.